Gigabyte motherboard testing. An overview. I still haven't ordered that I'm replaced my adjustable VRM at the moment. And when I first tested the board, I was an idiot and decided to not plug in the voltage regulator, the power supply, the 2.6 RAM. It's supposed to be 2.6 RAM, not 1. I was actually surprised that it actually booted. So let's go ahead and turn on the system here and see what we get. Just so you know, there's a thing of flashing. Just so you know, it's a strobe of flashing lights. So I got epilepsy or seizures. Please do not alert the screen. Alright, yeah, it's still stuck at the 640 kilobytes. Okay. And there must be a setting that needs to be removed off of there. Look at that, the frame in IRDY. I think it's because, actually, I think I know why it's doing that. It's probably because I didn't read the jumpers correctly for setting the voltage. Let's see here. So the 3. 23, I'm trying to figure out like where pin up. 23 is right there. So I think it's because I didn't put the correct one on there. And unfortunately, two. Trying to figure like where 1, 2 is on this thing. Just gonna put this processor back in here. I think this is 1, 2. I can't tell which one's 1, 2, which one's 2, 3. Down here. Yep, nothing. Something's going on here. It's probably the voltage regulator, like I said. Yep. Here, that's 1, 2. That's apparently it shows JP23 and that JP21 on there. I think JP21 is the one that does the voltage. Because I even looked online, and then the one I found was for that. But so yeah, it does turn on for a second, and then it gets stuck to the memory account. So obviously I'm missing a jumper somewhere. So yeah, I think that jumper JP21 was supposed to be there. I don't see it on there. So obviously that's missing. And unfortunately, I need to do some further research on it. I have to disable the so it is right through cache. As that's what the motherboard supports. Let me go ahead and burn around my 9-year-old piece of poop laptop that never works. So I can do some research on it. Make sure I'm not pulling any strings here. I think I have to charge my iPod. It's been a while since I last used it. There we go. Yeah, the iPod is so slow I could qualify for a stimulus check. Let's see. Maybe the manual will shed some light on here. For saying the processor and everything. Okay, so I do have the okay, so 22 and 23 are the voltage. Okay, so jump to 22. Is the sorry, that's the right back, right through cache. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so RN2 and RN5 are installed correctly. JP8 needs to be 1, 2. JP9 needs to be closed. 1, 2 for DX. Which I think I already have it set to that anyways. 13, I have to select to close for that one. Voltage is set correctly, so we know the voltage is right. Okay, so 20, 13, 11 out to log at 9 and 8 are the ones that need to fix on there. iPod is not backed up. Yeah, of course. The iPod is so slow to qualify for third stimulus check. Yeah, it's got a screw up wings. Yeah, turning 30 has its benefits, kind of. It's or maybe almost. Let's see. I think it was cells 8, 9, 13, and 20. I need to look at it, I always forget. Okay, 13 is set correctly, thankfully. 20, where's 20? There's 22. No, that's R22, I can't read. Okay, there's GP. Let's see what happens this time. It's probably going to do the same exact thing. Oops, I turned it way off. Yep, I figured it's going to do the same thing. No wonder. Half that's it. JP8 to 1, 2, not 3, 4. Like, I think I said JP8 correctly. Obviously, it did not. Yeah, there's corrosion. That's one thing I'm trying to figure out, is how in the heck that thing gets corrosion. Alright, let's try this one more time. See, the two lights right there are erratic. And it freezes. I have to memory count again. So I think there's probably something wrong with the board here. I'm not sure that the voltage regular has anything to do with it, or something along those lines. I'm actually quite surprised it turns on, but it doesn't want to post. I think there might be something wrong somewhere. As well as move them up. Actually, what the hell? JP9 again. Yeah, I don't know if you can see there or not, but lights are flashing non-stop. And as soon as I get to the memory count, it's cool. Those are supposed to be lit. The IRDY and frame are supposed to be lit. But apparently they're not. So it's obvious there's something's going on here. Well, it could be the processor that's causing it, but I digress. Let's go ahead and put this doohickey in here. See if it fries itself or if it shoots flames. Okay, so with that processor in there, let's go ahead and check to see if it posts, which it does. And we got a memory count. Okay, there we go. So obviously, it had something to do with the processor itself. So I think there must have been like an internal short somewhere in the processor, and I found the problem. Asshole me did not realize that there was a bent pin. Woo, boy. Well, she lives, folks. Hence the codename Take 2 and the video description. So yeah, I got. So yeah, it works. Well, look at that. Well, that is interesting. It's got 256 kilobytes of level 2 cache installed. Yeah, that's actually not that bad. I mean, 256 164 megabytes memory is actually sufficient enough anyways, or actually 18 times 12 kilobytes is probably best. But she lives. And of course right now it's at this boot failure because I don't have a system disk installed. I'm sorry, I don't even have anything connected to the computer at the moment, to the floppy or hard drive controller at the moment. So let's go ahead and go into the BIOS here. Set the time and date. February 21st, that's not 1994. It's 2021. Let's see, the time is somewhere. My watch is, here it is. Dang, the clock is almost right. The clock is just about, let's see here. It says, let's put 40 seconds here. Okay, so I got size of 1.44, set the drive to 1.2 meg. Hot on all by keyboard, obviously. And then change the boot sequence to CA. Set up the floppy drive, of course. And then chipset features, make sure everything's set correctly here. It's really interesting that you have an internal cache and external cache right through, right back. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a memory thing on here for, it probably isn't for memory hole size, but not memory type, like you can set to EDO versus fast-paced mode. I think they'll be under the BIOS features for that, but I digress. I don't see that listed on here. ID. Set that to enable. PIO mode. Yes. Enable. External cache is on. Yeah, I think normally the yes. I think it's just only on my Biotech motherboard that has the spot where you can switch from fast-paced mode to EDO mode. PCI configuration. Onboard PCI. Okay, let me make sure that I got everything set correctly. The time and date's correct. Okay, so everything is set correctly on there. I have to put floppy swap. I don't think. Oh, swap floppy drive. Okay, that's good. Let's see here. Where's my boot diskette for Windows 9? My boot diskette. I had one there, but apparently that went off and disappeared somewhere. I need to name my floppy drive, so I know that for a fact. So, looking at the manual, I did set everything correctly and everything, but apparently the processor was just not taking the cake. Well, wasn't working properly per se. So yeah, this board lives. I'm actually quite surprised that it actually posted with only one stick of memory in there, but let me test that theory real quick. Save the CMOS, yes. The system here, and I'm going to set my phone down the side here for a while. I have to charge our thing anyway, it's starting to run low on juice. for the longest time, I was trying to figure out, like, why the heck this thing wasn't posting. Well, it posts, but apparently it wasn't, like, booting. Until I figured out I put the dang processor and ass backwards. Well, actually it was an ass forward, but it was just not taking the cake. Well, it's surprising. Apparently, I think I'm missing a jumper here. Let's see, GP10. I need to figure out what that is for. It's apparently the time of date. It probably didn't say the time of date on here. I wouldn't be surprised if it did not. Let's go ahead and go into the BIOS settings here again. Go into the BIOS settings here again. Check the... Okay, so it shows the right date. I think it's because of that RTC chip they put in there. Maybe it's not working properly. I don't know. I have to look at that some more. But it does boot. Even on just one stick of memory. Hang on, let me show you guys again. So one stick of memory in there, and it actually goes past the memory count this time. The memory count works this time. I think I can put something in here correctly. Here, that I'm missing a jumper. There's gotta be a jumper somewhere that controls the... CMOS settings. Somewhere the operative would be somewhere. Maybe if I look in the manual again. GP time. Alright, so I'm going to pull my phone over to my laptop since I have the... Okay, so... CPU type, I don't see anything on here. I think it's, let's see here. Okay, so GP14 does something, I'm not sure what it, let's see here. Here are a bunch of different jumpers, there's GP9. I think all of those depend on the clock speed. Clock speed. See, it looks like 21 was just a fluke one. I'm trying to find the exact jumper for okay, that's just only the brake switch. That's funny. I haven't heard that terminology in many years. Oh, it's just screen mode, okay. Let's see, clock speed is set. CPU is set. I think if I go to the next page, I'll probably... It does not. Why does it not do that? So apparently, I think the RTC chip that I have is flaky. Because it doesn't want to save the BIOS for some reason. It doesn't want to save the BIOS settings. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I have to find the answer somewhere. It's probably around here somewhere. Yeah, it's only fast page mode. It only supports. Let's see. So yeah, it looks like this particular motherboard can be installed in an XT compare case, which is actually pretty weird. But let me see here. GA-486. Oops. I forgot Google.com. I'm not sure why it does it. Let's see here. EMS. Let's see settings. Night saving after power off. Of course, just all goes back to the same exact manual. Alright, I'm not seeing anything on here for the clock speed. Okay, so I was looking online and seeing if there was anything on here for this particular board for changing clearing the settings and everything. I don't see anything on here for it, so maybe, just maybe, I think the RTC chip is just having an issue somewhere along the lines. I don't know. It's a pain in the buttocks. But positively speaking, the motherboard does work. Right now it's reading Garfield comics. Alright, so I'm going to take a look at Discord here and see if anyone responded on here. Yeah, shut up, Windows. The computer's already at risk for not updating the damn thing. And I'll just lynching the legs completely. Because Windows is basically like cancer. It's basically like a pile of dog crap. Never wants to work right. Alright, so nothing new here. Yes, folks, today is my birthday. Throughout the United States. Eastern Time, Central Time. Yeah, Eastern Time, Central Time, Western. Mountain Time, and Pacific. So you gotta go download that that quote unquote Windows update thing. Again. Well, so I can refresh the operating system. Let's see, Windows 10. Oops, that's very nice. The funny thing is, both updates never want to install on this computer. If I click on shutdown, it just resets. I'm like, why don't you do shut down, not reset? Pile of dog crap is what I call it. So while I rant and ramble about Windows 10, so I got to rant and ramble about this motherboard now since I actually got to work, and I'm actually happy that it's working this time to a point. Except the clock does not want to save for some reason. I think it has something to do with the RTC chip here. Oh, the pens are good and everything. Must be something gone bad somewhere. So I'm going to pop this back into my... I keep breaking one for some reason. So yeah, I'm going to pop this back into the main Pro port. Reach the damn... If I can reach the damn thing. Without getting myself killed. Alright, so I got that reconnected. Now I just have to figure out which one's which here again. Okay, that's primary. So that's it. Oops, where'd it go? That's floppy controller cable. Primary should be our hands up here. Yep. And secondary is always at the bottom. Alright, for me to put all these things back in here without cutting myself on a piece of metal here. Alright, I have to set the phone down again so I can get this dadgum thing installed here. quick so I can test the other motherboard here. It's just gonna be a bit of a project. Gotta figure why the RGC is give a press your second console somewhere. Where the heck did I put that now? I can test the 46 DLC processor and see if that's working or not. showing dash, and there's still. So obviously there's something wrong with the sports stall. My guess is there's corrosion on the connections for the capacitors. So maybe that's the reason why it's not working right. So I have to replace those two tantalums that are right over there, right next to the keyboard controller, word that connects to the keyboard controller, excuse me. And then those 5 that are right next to the power supply connector, possibly a couple of other ones over there as well. And then might as well just replace those tantalums that have gotten affected. Those 2 right there by the keyboard control, right by the keyboard connector, connected to the keyboard controller. And then those 5 right there. And then the other 3, there's one right next to the escalator. And there's 2 right next to that 5th capacitor that's right over there. Fortunately, none of the capacitors blew up, so. But it's always a good idea to replace those. Which is rather unfortunate that the motherboard does not want to post with the processor. Oops. Wrong one. With the amount of processor in there. Oh, it doesn't even want to post, excuse me. So let's go ahead and put the 387 there. Wouldn't be surprised because missing polling point causes it to not boot. I did put the Mr. BIOS chip on there, so I'm not sure if it has anything to do with it. I even backed up the original EPROM chip because one of the pins looked like it got a little bit flaky, so fortunately I backed it up and put it onto a new chip. If I actually knew where I could put the original chip at again. Oh, it's right over here, right underneath. There it is, right here is the original. Trying to figure where all this thing was. And I found 3 other jumpers there. I forgot to take those off this motherboard. So I'm going to put the other ones back. Those are the Gigabyte board. Other than that, like I said, the Gigabyte board works. So that's always a plus right there, ain't it, folks? But let's go ahead and remove this chip out of there. Actually, I don't think it has anything to do with it. Maybe it does, but I'm not sure. Where the heck did I put the original BIOS chip at? I totally forgot where the hell I put it. Oh, there it is. I didn't put the BIOS chip in the right way, so I figured I didn't do that wrong. Obviously. And I can't seem to find. There it is. In a while I have this light on here. So there 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of these green capacitors here, they need to be replaced, and those 5 orange ones or brownish ones that need to be replaced. I did check all the traces, and I did patch all those traces that were affected. So I figured might as well eliminate possible, eliminate a lot of that for there, obviously. system here. Okay, that's not good. I started for a second, I heard a relay click. Yes, folks, I did turn off the computer. The power supply, excuse me. So let's go ahead and remove that off of there. Let's test it again. So obviously there's a short somewhere. Answer, the BIOS chip's the right way. Obviously, I didn't. Let's take a look at that real quick and see what the hell's going on here. I answered it the right way. Alright, so that's the original, now dead BIOS chip. There's the original, the backup copy that I made. Let's go ahead and insert that and see that it shoots flames. My thing is, everything was just. I'm gonna do the same exact thing here. Nope. Okay, so it powers on with the new chip, but it doesn't post. Obviously, something's wrong. Something is obviously wrong. And if my knowledge on capacitors are correct, and corrosion, those capacitors right here, right next to the power supply, well, these 8 right here, and then these 4 right here, well, 2 of these connect to the keyboard controller. Those are the charging circuitry for the batteries, so it's no big deal for those anyway. Let's see if I can see if there's any. Okay, I do see a message on there. BC8CFF or C or BC, one of the two. Yeah, it's 8C. Let's take a look at that real quick here. Let's see, postcard 8C. Alright, so we do know that the board does get power. It shows 8C. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see. BIOS post card 8C. 8C. I have to go. Get out of there. Google. Search in there because Bing. Let's see. Let's see. 8C. 8C. Yeah, that's just an article. This is an uninitialized system too. that's just for the Mr. BIOS. Let's see, 8C should be something, but where they need my BIOS. So obviously the board does get power, but not very well. So we do know that it does get get 8CFF. That's the only code that I see on there. So obviously there's something wrong. Oops, keep pushing the reset button. Okay, so the processor gets power, so that's good. At least there's power going to it. So it looks like the original BIOS crapped out for some reason. And I wish I didn't have on here right now. So dash is where I get on there. So I figured, okay, so there's something obviously wrong. Let's go ahead and remove that 87. Off of there, put the 86 in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove that i387 out of here. i387 out of there. Come on. Come on. Come on, you piece of... Oh my gosh, come on. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and take this 386 out of there. 346 DLC out of here. Pop the 386 back in there. Set to until. So we do know the chip gets power. So let's go ahead and remove these three jumpers here. 6, 7, and 2. 2 is right over here, right next to the... There we go. I think it's because I also have to install the other memory. I have no idea where the heck I put that now. The other memory 6 I have for this computer. Because I had 8 sticks in it and I only put 4 in. So we do get something, but nothing. You know what they say, something's better than nothing. Alright, let's go ahead and get these parity memory out of here. Install the damn things in here. I never get these things installed properly, so bear with me. selling dash 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 dash. I'm gonna show dash 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 still. Yep. Alright, so obviously there's something dubious going on here. I think of one of three things. BIOS chip, a trade somewhere, which could be the obvious, but I digress. Or it could be just not answering that chip anymore. There's a bug somewhere. It did say 8CFF on there earlier. So yeah, I have to replace those capacitors on this board. So, the ones right next to the keyboard, control connector, and those 8 right by the power connector, right by the BIOS chip, right next to the IC that's over there, those need to be replaced. So that's probably the reason why it's not working right, or something's acting goofy. Because it did work earlier. I don't understand. It showed 8CFF on there, or FF8C, one of the two. But it's getting close for this board. Not giving up on it until the priest smokes just a cigarette for the day. Not giving up on this motherboard yet. Yeah, this board, it's getting close to working. Well, I wouldn't say close, but it did spring to life though, so love it, but not like powering on, sort of speaking. Which is pretty sick. So yeah, I gotta call in for the night. I wake up at around 2 o'clock, go to sleep, and then get ready for work here. Everything. And of course, it's my birthday. Yes, I'm working on my birthday. I've worked my birthday every year, so. Oh, up until 2019 was the last time I didn't work. Actually, I worked my birthday in 2019. Actually, I took that day off. It was a paid day off, so. So in any event, I gotta go turn in for the night, so. thank you very much for watching. Feel free to come back on here to watch the preview and to watch this on my stream. So in case you guys missed it, feel free to come back here and watch it. Might post it on YouTube. I always forget. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day. Godspeed. Stay safe. I know there's still power outages in Texas and possibly other states at the moment, but I know it's pretty bad out there and everything. I know how you guys feel. But anyway, thank you very much for watching the stream. Have a nice day. And I'll stream again on Tuesday at 3:30ish, okay, AM.